continuing with the pattern of double stitches and double stitches and single stitches and single stitches. We've gone through a couple different rows and we've gotten to the point where we've got one double stitch and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 single stitches in between. So double stitch, 8 single stitches, and another double stitch. And if you look at the top of the hat, you can see that it's not quite round anymore. So we've got a point here, a point here, a point here, a point here, and a point here. And these are where the double stitches are. And actually on this particular touque, a mistake was made in one of the rows, and there should be another double point here, but there's not. So it just goes to show that you can make an error and there's really no problem, there's really no it's not a big deal, and you're not even going to notice it when the touque's done. Now if you had missed out on several of the double rows or double stitches, that would be a problem, but one isn't going to be a big deal. So we've got 8 single stitches in between each double stitch, and that's about big enough for the size of my head. And what we're going to do now is, rather than doing double stitches and double stitches, we are only going to be doing single stitches. Okay, so working all the way around, only doing single stitches. You still need to join the rows together using the stitch that we've been using previously to do that. But for all other stitches, just do a single stitch. You're just going to keep working around in a spiral, and eventually your hat will start to have sides to it. So they will start to go down, and you can work in that as long as you want, making it as long or as short as you need. So I've already tied in another color here. We're going to work that in exactly the same way we worked in the other one. Laying the tails flat and just crocheting over top of them. Okay, remember, only need to do single stitches, and you're just going to keep working in a spiral until your touque has reached your desired length. If you've made a mistake and you realize that your touque is too big or too small, you can go back and pick out the rows that you've made and either continue adding double stitches to make it larger, or take away the double stitches, pull out some more rows, and get down to a smaller size. Now if you've gotten quite far and you realize that your touque is too big, there are other things that can be done to fix it. If your touque is too small, there's not a lot of solutions other than going back and picking out the rows and enlarging it with the double stitches. Okay, so just keep going, single stitching all the way around, joining the rows together.